Welcome everyone to today's webinar. We are thrilled to have with us today representatives from three really interesting leading manufacturers in the fenestration, concrete chemicals, and bioplastic engineering categories. These manufacturers are really out front making products with EPDs and material disclosures, all of which contain no red list chemicals, to offer very innovative, higher performing solutions in each of their categories. So what we're going to show you today is how to find their products in the transparency catalog. You're going to hear from each of them about how they make their products, great project stories, about the projects that their products being used in, how you'll be able to find out how to work with them, and sit back and enjoy the webinar. So we'll start out by, I'll give those of you new to Sustainable Minds, I'll give you a little bit of an overview about the transparency catalog and what's in it and what we're working to do. Then you'll hear from Ian, and then Solveig, and then Danny. And at the end, if we have time left, I'll do a demo of Project Builder and Library to show you how easy it is to add their products to your projects and your libraries. This webinar is being recorded. You will get a link to the recording in the next day or two. And there are some survey questions at the end when you leave, if you can take just a few seconds to respond to some of them. If you would like any of these folks to follow up with you, if you'd like to learn more about their products, there's an option for you to request that. So please do that. And any questions that you have, please put them in the questions panel on the control panel, and we'll either answer them during the webinar or the appropriate person will follow up with you to answer the question. So a little bit about Sustainable Minds for those of you who are new to us. We are the only end-to-end product transparency solution provider for building product manufacturers in the market today. We are a program operator. We convene PCR committees, stakeholder groups, to write product category rules for new categories where there has been no PCR, and for updating existing PCRs that are out of date or expired. We publish environmental product declarations. We have an innovative type of EPD called the Transparency Report. Both BioPlastic Solutions and Cascadia have worked with us to create their transparency reports. They'll touch on that a little bit. You'll be able to find those and SINAK's EPDs all in their listing. We deliver LCA services. We help manufacturers create material ingredient disclosures, and all of the content can be found in the transparency catalog, all findable and filterable by master format and other key attributes you would like to use to find high-performing products. But I like to start out each webinar talking about what is product transparency. And product transparency is really about performance. So environmental performance and material health are performance attributes, just like functional performance, cost, aesthetics, safety. These are all performance attributes. Now there are two more that people are using to make decisions about products. Maybe it's not the primary attribute that they're selecting, but increasingly, many organizations and architects, builders, contractors, owners have requirements that the products that they use must have one or more types of transparency disclosure. So people are competing on these new performance attributes, and what matters to people needs to be measured, and actual performance matters. It used to be that it was enough to check a box. Yes, I have an EPD. Yes, I have a material disclosure. But because actual performance matters, people are looking to reduce the embodied carbon impacts. They're looking to improve the human health attributes. They want to make decisions about products that are going to contribute to those goals, but it needs to be easy to do that, and it needs to be understandable. And as we all know, the transparency disclosures are technical and not that easy to understand. So we try to make it not only easy to understand, but easy to use so that you can find those products, have a relationship with those manufacturers, those brands who are working hard to improve the environmental performance and material health. And we like to say that one of the key values for manufacturers to provide environmental information about their products demonstrates that they actually understand what it means to improve their products, and they can explain it to you. That's what actually builds trust and credibility in a brand. So who and what's in the transparency catalog? We've got over, that number's been updated since September, but we've got probably close to 2,200 manufacturers and industry associations across 28 master format divisions, 1,300 plus sections. In the catalog, we include every EPD from all program operators in North America. But it's any manufacturer anywhere in the world producing products for the North American market are included in the catalog, but their disclosures need to be appropriate for North America. So what that means is, and the reason I'm taking a moment to explain this, we do not include European EPDs because the European EPDs are for products that are used and installed in Europe. So only EPDs that cover products available for use in the North American market are in the transparency catalog. And we include all of the material ingredient disclosures from leading material health programs, the HPDC, Declare, Living Product Challenge, Cradle to Cradle, and a few others. And all of it is organized by master format. So we always like to show off a little bit who uses the transparency catalog. We were thrilled when this Engineering News Record report came out at the end of last year, where we were able to identify that practically every one of the top green design firms and the top green contractors by sector use the transparency catalog to find high performance products. And 75% of the top 50 in each of those lists, the design firms and contractors list, use the transparency catalog. Another stat that we like to share is that 90% of the top 25 green contractors use the transparency catalog. So we're pretty excited about making it widely known that this is a place people can come to find those high performance materials. It's free to use. It will always be free to use. You don't even need to log in. So that's how we've been able to build our the traction for manufacturers to feel confident that their products are going to be found by the appropriate people. Getting back to our commitment to make understanding transparency information a primary goal for not just knowledgeable users about carbon and material health, we've built in a lot of different kinds of filters where people can filter by, or you, our people, can filter by the performance attributes that you want to use to identify products that meet your goals on a project. And so I'm showing you this particular feature because it's relevant to our manufacturers today, is that there's two ways now in the catalog that you can identify materials that contain no red list ingredients. One is by filtering by declare label and filtering by declare label result. So you can look in a product category and say, I only want to see products in this master format section that have a red list free declare label. And that's all you'll see. Additionally, though, about a year and a half ago, the HPDC implemented their additional listings where they've added 6 additional lists on top of the green screen list where people can identify if there are ingredients in the product on any of these additional hazard lists. Now, I know people I wish there were just one list. Why are there so many lists? There's so many lists because different organizations have different perspectives on how dangerous are certain classes of chemicals. So you get your choice about, which list or the methodology of each list that you would like to follow. So with the HPD, we've identified HPDs that are version 2.3 that don't contain any chemicals on the Perkins and Will precautionary list, the ILFI Red List, and the cradle to cradle restricted chemicals list. Now notice I used SINAK as an example here and filtered by just red list free HPD, and notice the results identify that the HPD is red list free, but it also identifies that SINAK's products also have no hazardous ingredients that are on the Perkins and Will precautionary list or the cradle to cradle restricted chemicals list, which is a pretty powerful statement to be able to make, particularly, in a construction chemicals solution, that there are literally no hazardous ingredients in the product as identified by any of these leading hazard lists. And further, you can also see they have the confirming red list free declare label, and both of these are third-party verified. So you can be pretty confident about what the results of the disclosures mean, and you can use those results to source materials independent of brand, where you're going to discover new brands who have materials with this level of transparency and result. So here's a quick snapshot of Cascadia's listing. They've got EPDs, they've got red list free declare labels. There's a close-up again of SINAK, EPDs, red list free declare labels, and red list free HPDs. And the same thing here with BioPlastic Solutions. They've got HPDs and they've got the HPD version 2.3 red list free indicator, and that actually is incorrect. No declare labels, but it's reporting the same thing. Either way, you're going to learn about whether that product has red list ingredients, yes or no. So a quick introduction to Project Builder and Library. We have seamlessly integrated this workflow tool into the Transparency Catalog. It's kind of the natural evolution of the Transparency Catalog, enabling organizations to collaboratively capture knowledge and experience to build their own internal digital knowledge bases and projects and project templates according to your own selection criteria. And the content is always live and up to date, because that's what we do in the Transparency Catalog, is keep manufacturers' product content up to date and their disclosures up to date. So when you are filtering and sorting by attributes, whether we just looked at material health earlier or by embodied carbon, you can select those materials, and in a click of a button, here it shows we've selected 3 materials, add 3 products, and they automatically go into Project Builder and get added to the project that you've set up. It's literally that simple. Filter, sort, search, click, add. So with that, I'd like to turn it over to Ian to tell us about enhanced concrete longevity through sustainability.
All right, thank you, Terry, really appreciate it. And I just want to say thank you to the Sustainable Minds team for putting this on. We really appreciate it. As she mentioned, my name is Ian Higgins. I'm the Director of Operations at SINAK, and today we're going to be covering enhanced concrete longevity through sustainable design. So a little bit about me. I've been with the company for 11 years now. I started my career with low embodied carbon concrete treatments and really spearheaded the Transparency Catalog initiative. Over the last several years, last 5 years specifically, we've implemented LCAs with the organization and the corresponding EPDs, HPDs, and Red List free declare labels. Part of our story, we've been around for quite some time, but our interest in sustainability is really to make concrete last for generations. A little bit about SINAK. We were founded in 1979. We're headquartered in San Diego. We specialize in manufacturing sustainable building materials designed to enhance the longevity and durability of new and existing concrete. For a product overview, we handle just about anything that is direct bond to concrete, from Division 3 finishing, curing agents, moisture vapor control, hardness densifiers, Division 7 waterproofing, and Division 9 concrete repair and moisture vapor control. Being in California, out of necessity and requirements, part of our evolution as an organization over the last 46 years, we've really focused on not only product performance from water-based products, but really looking for the, pushing our products to the limit when it comes to the performance criteria for concrete curing, sealing, moisture vapor control, without having to sacrifice with any sort of VOC content. Quick background for our products. Our primary line products have had UL Green Guard Gold certifications since 2008. We've been participating for the last several years and try to be at the forefront of environmentally friendly products that don't really have to sacrifice the performance. As part of this natural progression, in 2019, we started the LCA process and really evaluated everything from our raw materials, our manufacturing best practices, all the way down to the installation of our products themselves to make sure that we eliminate waste and we really maximize the efficiency of our process. For our product transparency for EPDs, as Terry mentioned, we have Division 3 concrete curing, Division 3 and 7 sealing, hardening, and waterproofing, and Division 3 and 9 moisture vapor control. So we really have a well-rounded series of environmentally friendly products that really maximize the performance of the concrete. Additionally, for product transparency, we have LBC Red List free declare labels. We are very proud to be able to state that all of our raw materials are sourced in the U.S., proudly made by U.S. manufacturers, and we are a veteran-owned company as well. For the product transparency catalog, it was really a natural progression this last 17 years or so of investment in the time and resources to be able to really share our story of being able to provide all of the transparency and really open up our books to be able to show the that you don't have to sacrifice product performance and the sustainability goals. For our products, as an overview, we have 9 products that are classified under the EPD, 11 HPDs, 10 Red List free declare labels, 10 UL Green Guard Gold certs, and one of our newest certification is NSF 61 potable water certification for our new curing agent. And what makes our products unique? A variety of different things, but we have an infinite shelf life. The products that we're going to discuss is we've completely eliminated waste, which means that if you were to use some of these products and have a pail or drum left over, you can even put it back, use the product. If you have anything left over, you can put it right back into the packaging and use it 6 months or a year later. We've completely eliminated maintenance costs for these products because these products are permanent and do not require reapplication. We save an average of $3 to $6 per square foot for new and existing concrete projects. We have a very unique 20-year flooring, coating, roofing replacement warranty from our moisture vapor control products. And what we're really proud of is by replacing wet curing or blanket curing, we save on average 3,500 to 4,000 gallons of water for every 10,000 square feet of product treated. Our products improve the performance of new and existing concrete. We really look at ourselves as the one of the manufacturers that we're not focused on the final result, we are focusing on the concrete itself. If we're able to improve the performance of the concrete, then everybody else is able to improve their performance over us. So I'm going to sneak in a little bit of ACI and ASTM education in there. But for concrete curing, something that is wildly overlooked in projects that may have 10,000 or 50,000 SKUs, concrete curing is one out of many. According to the ACI 302 manual, concrete curing is the single most important factor in achieving a high quality slab. You have one opportunity to do it right, and it really is preventative medicine for the concrete itself. You're controlling moisture and temperature, ensuring proper hydration, and it is the key to mitigating future problems. It is just as important as mix design, and we spend an exorbitant, hundreds if not thousands of man hours designing, new different types of admixes and different concrete mix designs. And as an organization, we're very excited to see some of the new technology starting to catch up. But one of those things, it's really just a matter of using what we have right now and be able to maximize the performance. So for the little bit of the ASTM education, everyone who's seen a specification for concrete will have seen at least two of these. And from the bottom to top, ASTM C309, membrane curing compound. It is the most common use product or process, I should say, for curing concrete. ASTM C1315, and then ASTM C39 would be the water cure equal. Something that we really I really want to hammer home for everybody. Very common misconception is that C309 is going to match your water cure results. It's very cheap and affordable, so people are using it off the shelf. But something that people don't realize is when you get your 3,500 PSI mix or 5,000 PSI mix, and we spend all this time and energy and resources developing the perfect mix design, they cast a cylinder and then they water cure it for 28 days in a lab, which is fantastic. You maximize the performance of that concrete cylinder. And the problem is, what we do in the lab, we don't do in the field. It's not cost effective. No one has 28 days to really cure every single pour, and they end up using the cheapest available option or something just readily available. What we end up dealing with is, if we're not matching the conditions in the field that we are in the lab, we're not going to maximize the performance of the product itself, which is why we're seeing all of the issues from cracking, crazing, surface degradation, moisture problems, concrete permeability, all of those issues that shouldn't be a problem that are happening in concrete that is really brand new, 6 months, 12 months, 12 months old. So what SINAK has done as part of our chemistry and really what makes our company and organization unique, we've really been able to maximize not only the performance of the concrete chemicals themselves, but we've been able to verify through third-party verification that our product Lithium Cure 1000 as a Division 3 concrete curing agent. It is spray applied, 0 VOCs, no smell, no extra PPE. It is the chemical equivalent to a 28-day water cure. This is going to revolutionize the space because most cases when you're dealing with concrete curing, their maximum a very low cost or low cost per square foot product or process. What we're able to do for less than 10 cents a square feet is have an average water savings of 3,500 gallons for every 10,000 square feet for a wet cure or blanket cure specification, and we can save 7 days off the concrete schedule for each pour. We exceed all the performance for the moisture retention for concrete curing, and this is also NSF 61 potable water certified. We do have an EPD, HPD declare, and UL Gold certified. And really, the importance of this process is we're able to utilize a very cost-effective, low-cost product that meets all of the performance criteria, and as an added bonus, we're able to hit all of the environmental certifications as well. This project specifically is a Salt Lake Water Treatment Facility. We've been working with Sun Construction and PCL over the last 3.5 years. With this project, we're able to replace the 7-day wet cure for all vertical and horizontal concrete surfaces. It was a 1-for-1 swap, and we were able to save over 100,000 gallons of water. We had 0 cracking, 0 curling, 0 surface degradation in freeze-thaw conditions. Salt Lake gets some of the most arduous conditions you can imagine when it comes to the heat or the snow. And we were able to provide a protection for that concrete and save millions of dollars on the project. For our Lithium Cure 2000, this is specifically designed for interior spaces, very similar technology, and is the chemical equivalent also for a 28-day wet cure. And this is primarily designed for interior spaces, for your Amazon type warehouses, Tesla, or for this project specifically, the SoFi Ram Stadium. And why is this technology important? You're looking at less than 10 cents a square foot. You're able to match water cure results in the field with minimal labor and no downtime. As I mentioned, this is the Los Angeles Rams Stadium. The specified concourses for level 7 and 8, you're looking at 75 to 85 feet up in the air. Were all specified water cure. They had no drainage, no water reclamation capabilities. So we were able to come in and for a 1-for-1 swap, offer Lithium Cure 2000 as a very simple spray application, and we ended up saving months off the schedule. So keeping in line with the concrete curing, this is primarily used for freshly placed concrete. It's very important that we want to mitigate those problems from happening that we commonly see on our commercial, even residential projects. Our VC5 is our flagship project or product. It is a Division 3 moisture vapor control, and this is really a revolutionary approach to taking the liability out of the last man who touched the concrete, which is typically your coating installers, flooring installers, or somebody else down the road, and mitigating those that liability to the front end. VC5 replaces the concrete cure, seal, and moisture mitigation system all in one step. We offer a 20-year flooring, roofing, and coating replacement warranty. Flooring or roofing installation can begin 7 days after concrete placement. We also have the EPD, HPDs, and all the green certifications as well. Why is VC5 important? $2.4 billion is spent in North America annually to remediate moisture-related issues in concrete. It is not an insolvable issue. You don't need $4, $5, or $6 a square foot remediation systems to fix a problem that we can fix at a very low cost for a lot less money and saving significant amount of time. For this project specifically, we're looking at 2 sister projects, building 14 and 16. These are the City of Orange Civic Center buildings, roughly 510,000 square feet, 0 cracking and 0 curling. Very uncommon for your concrete projects. And really what we're doing is we're maximizing the potential of the new mix design. They won 2021 and 2022 sustainability awards. And VC5, as I mentioned previously, it replaced at least 4 SKUs and saved on average 21 to 32 days for each concrete pour. For every truck that comes in, you're looking at the time and efficiency savings, the health, safety, wellness, all of these things are going to be able to maximize and improve the project performance overall. So part of this process and what we've been able to do, I've really focused on the new construction piece. I think that's going to maximize the interest and potential for those that are attending. But the key learnings that we've had through this entire process, well over a decade of just a constant evaluation, constant communication from our supply chain, from our raw materials manufacturers, our distributors, our other groups that we work with, other manufacturers, all the way down to the guys that are actually installing our products. We are trying to completely eliminate waste. We're trying to maximize the performance of not only our products, but make sure the projects are hitting success. And so one of the other things is education is key to improving specifications and prioritizing environmental impact without sacrificing product performance. There is a possible way to have your cake and eat it too, and we really want to be part of that process. So for our improvements and innovation, I think that sustainability, or for what we've done, sustainability is at the forefront of our education program and system building specifications. What we're looking for is cutting time, cutting waste, and making sure that we're able to get projects done faster without sacrificing. Our R&D uses transparency documents for product development and evaluation. We've actually partnered with other manufacturers in our space to be able to help with other raw materials suggestions and being able to offer a better alternative to some of the higher VOC content products out there. So why look for products with transparency information? I think that it's really a very simple story, very simple explanation, but the documents really offer design professionals from the architectural team all the way down from the engineers to the guys on the ground to really make something, to offer something that matters, that really is able to make informed decisions, not just a product that meets a certain spec on the data sheet, but something that's able to really holistically offer better solutions, better savings, and an overall better outcome. I think that there's still a common misconception. We're dealing with contractors every day that green products or clean or open and transparent products and strategies are cost prohibitive. Education is going to be a big part of our ability to overcome that. But I think that transparency documents are a very effective tool to overcome initial objections and offer a really easy education process at the same time.
So Ian, I'm going to jump in here. We need to move ahead to the next presenter.
Okay.
So if you can do a quick summary of this message here, and we'll just move right on.
Communication and education. Those are the biggest things that I see as being the barriers, and something that through Sustainable Minds and other like-minded individuals and groups we'll be able to overcome. Thank you everybody for taking the time. I really appreciate it.
So Ian, thank you so much for that. All of those stats were so amazing. The amount of time you guys cut out of a project, the cost savings, and I love that you can tell the story with those metrics because that's how you get deals done. So congratulations, very compelling, amazing documentation, and really amazing chemistry. So well done.
Thank you
guys.
Appreciate it.
So I'd like to introduce Solveig from Cascadia Windows. She also has an amazing story to tell. So Solveig, take it away.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for listening today. As Terry mentioned, my name is Solveig Ray, here in commercial sales at Cascadia Windows. I've been at Cascadia for 5 years now. My background is mechanical engineering, and I'm a certified passive house consultant. So my role is to really help owners, designers, architects, and everyone down the project team train to understand and optimize their envelope design using our products, the building envelope. So firstly, what does Cascadia do? We are a Canadian company. We're located in BC. Our primary markets are is basically the Pacific Northwest. However, we do have products shipped into every province and state in North America, except Alabama, I think. And our purpose with our products is to provide simple and cost-effective solutions to increasingly stringent energy code requirements in North America. So how we do that is by focusing on the material fiberglass. So it's a bit misleading, our company name, Cascadia Windows and Doors. We use fiberglass to build not just windows and doors, but also you can see on the right of this slide, the little component stuck to the wall, which is a thermal spacer. As we move to lower and lower energy footprint buildings, the need to separate the structure of the building from the cladding so that there's no conductivity there increases. So we need a thermal spacer. So I'm going to call these things, fenestration in windows and cladding support as we go along. So why does Cascadia exist? What is the problem? Our buildings are, as many I think know now, a huge contributor to carbon emissions in North America. Over 40% of these emissions are caused just by commercial buildings themselves, which use for the fenestration and cladding support typically high conductivity metal materials due to the need for the structural strength of those materials. So unfortunately, that means that a huge portion of the building's energy is lost through these weak links, the windows, 30 to 50%, and then a huge portion of that element itself is just through the frame of the window. So by improving the window frame, you essentially improve your whole building performance by extension. So here's a little snapshot. You can see in the photo there our Universal Series fiberglass window. So why fiberglass as a material specifically to address this problem? The points you see here, the first original why is thermal performance. Fiberglass is a very low conductivity material. It does not transfer heat. So equally low conductivity to PVC or wood, which you may be more familiar with. But at the same time, it offers the strength and stiffness, enabling it structurally to handle what is needed for the commercial market. I'll talk a little bit more about this. The last 3 points, stability. The material does not expand and contract. It's very stable with temperature and stresses from the elements. Durability, it's essentially impervious to harsh climates, corrosion, insect attack, exposure to the elements. So those two things are also a part of the last point, which is a low environmental impact. We have a low energy input process to produce fiberglass. And so its longevity also contributes to this. So just to illustrate that first point about thermal and structural capacity of fiberglass, looking at the building on the left, this is what you can do with aluminum. You have, this is a very common building type, meeting an energy code. You can either do that on the left and meet your energy code, or you can replace that whole aluminum system with a fiberglass system that you see on the right, identical, except that you can see the energy footprint at the bottom there, the Teddy and Tui numbers are much lower. So that's your option. Reduce your energy footprint significantly, or if you're a developer looking to add value, you can increase your glazing ratio. And now you have a completely different building. By maximizing the performance of that weak link, it gives projects flexibility. So that's the last 3 bullet points about lifetime. Having a focus on a material that does not expand and contract over time. We need our weak link elements. We need those to be addressed. And once we do address them and get high performance, we need that performance to last the lifetime of the building, ideally. So lifetime is not a binary thing. The windows don't just perform and then all of a sudden until the day they don't. It's typically a slow degradation, which is caused by these kinds of properties, like as you see here with this vinyl window, expansion, contraction, causing fails of seals, and permanent information. So same story with aluminum. I think I went too far, perhaps. And here is just, so communicating that the lifetime of the product. On the bottom is fiberglass. The energy input into that product is essentially constant when you have a durable material like fiberglass versus multiple replacements for aluminum and PVC over the lifetime of the product. And meanwhile, this looks fairly linear, but you have a slow degradation, which is also contributing to damage of the envelope around it, impacting your other envelope systems. So here's an example. I'm going to go through some project examples that have effectively used Cascadia products. Here's a British Columbia retrofit building, and they did a complete envelope upgrade here. This is an owner-occupied building. So the issue, here's some before pictures. So the problems caused by these aluminum windows here, you can see there's a lot of mullions in the design. These aluminum windows are leaky, they're cold. Now this building was built in the mid-90s, so we don't even have a 30-year lifespan on this envelope, and it's leaky, unpleasant for the occupants, cold, and like I mentioned before, causing degradation of the envelope around the windows from condensation and leakage, etc. So upgrade to a fiberglass window system. Not only were the occupants reporting that their energy bills were cut down by 2/3, so 1/3 of the energy before. Massively increased comfort. Occupants are able to sit next to those windows and say, it's the first time I've actually been able to sit next to my windows. Reduced sound due to the higher performance glazing as well. And the structural ability of the fiberglass system enabled all of those extra mullions to be removed in the design. So improved views, larger openers for more fresh air. Here is a high-rise example under construction currently in Ottawa, Ontario. A net zero project, so very low energy footprints required for this building. And you can see by the size and scale of the building, the structural requirements on these windows is very high. And essentially, there was no other option for this project team to achieve this level of thermal performance. In the past, it would have been an aluminum system imported from Europe, Passive certified, etc. With Cascadia, they have a North America design, built, and certified system that can also handle the high-rise needs of these buildings. Here's another building in Portland, Oregon. And this one, the story is nothing fancy, not Passive certified. We've got a mass timber building, so conscious of carbon impact of the building, and in general high performance. But the main point here is you see the size and scale of the glazing here. Their performance targets and glazing ratio would not have been possible with another higher conductivity system. And last project example here, don't want to forget about our Cascadia clip, the cladding support. So this is a Passive certified building in New Jersey, where behind that cladding you see there Cascadia clips supporting it. And this, due to the low energy footprint, this building has very thick exterior insulation, which needs to have the cladding supported by something, and that's the Cascadia clip. And it has a very heavy, cladding on this building, which is made possible by the Cascadia clips. You can see it there. The combination of low conductivity and strength of fiberglass makes it ideal to span this 8-inch insulation thickness on the exterior and support that heavy cladding. So last, I'll just finish up by saying that Cascadia does have EPDs for our Cascadia clip and for our windows and window wall system available on the Sustainable Minds Transparency Catalog. And just a neat fact about it is, because we were the first manufacturers to publish EPDs in these product categories, we were actually active participants in creating the product category rules for these products, and are proud to be the first ones to have this documentation available, in addition to our Red List free status. Continue our transparency journey. I'll hand it off to the next presenter. Thanks very much, everyone.
Thank you, Solveig. And now I'm really disappointed that I didn't know about Cascadia several years ago when we replaced 75 windows in our house in Boston, built in 1873. Those windows would have looked great. So that's an amazing story. Thank you so much. Beautiful projects, beautiful design, and high performing in every way, shape, and form. So thank you for that story.
Thanks, Terry.
And over to Danny from BioPlastic Solutions. You guys who have stuck around for the whole time, you are going to finally find out how to get rid of plastic and PLA in the casework that you guys design and build. So Danny, take it away.
All right. Thank you, Terry, and thanks to your team at Sustainable Minds for allowing us to present on this. Again, my name is Danny Noble. I'm the VP of Proprietary Products at BioPlastic Solutions, and I'm going to be talking today about BioEdge renewably sourced edge banding. A little bit about my position, or myself and my position. BioPlastic Solutions VP of Proprietary Products. It's not exactly a common title that's out there, but there's kind of two divisions to our plastic extrusion that we do. One is kind of contract out, make product for customers, versus the proprietary product side of it that I run all of is products that we make to sell ourselves out into the marketplace that are essentially branded as BioPlastic Solutions products. So I do a lot of work with our BPS non-custom profiles, so stuff that we are, again, making for ourselves that exists in the marketplace already. I also lead all of our sustainability efforts. So to go along with that, the third point here, a lot of what I ask people when they request info from our website about a project that they're trying to work on is what's your green story? I look at the green story as kind of a staircase or a ladder, where at the very bottom of that ladder is completely virgin, completely petroleum-based plastics that are not good for the environment. They don't break down when at end of life or anything like that. They've got a lot of forever chemicals in them. And at the top of that ladder or staircase is fully bio-based material that's compostable or biodegradable, so at the end of life they would break down in there. And in between all of that is adding some recycled content, adding a little bit of bio-based content, adding additives that help a non-bio-based product break down in a landfill and things like that, while not providing bad chemicals into the water or anything like that. A couple of other areas that are not on the BioEdge side of it that I'll be talking about, but we do a lot of retail waste reduction. The bottom picture there that you can see is what's called silicone edge graphics. It's a fabric printed graphic that gets pressed into a metal frame. So we make just millions upon millions of linear feet of a little strip that gets sewn into the edge of that fabric, and as you can see, gets pressed into those frames. A lot of that is done in retail and trade show marketing. So you can think of a company like Target when they switch from, Christmas to the next holiday season that they're doing, or the next ad campaign that they're doing. They pull down all these fabric signs and then end up throwing them away into a landfill right now. So we've been working with them to help find recyclable materials to use for the strips, and so we're not putting as much stuff into landfills. The second picture there is biochar. That's something very new that we've been working on, and we're in the initial stages of that, but we're proving it out to be a very viable option. Biochar is taking a product like beetle kill pine, so like pine trees that have been killed by beetles, an entire forest gets killed by that. That material, that wood, cannot be used for anything in building products or anything like that. So a company that we work with has found a way to put those into a kiln, starve them of oxygen, break it down into what you're seeing in their hand there, a very small or like powder almost based material that we are looking to put into forever products that go into buildings, that go into packaging that's reused and things like that. So it's taking a waste stream and removing it. Or sorry, not removing it, but putting it into something that's permanent. BioPlastic Solutions, we are located in southern Minnesota, so a little bit of background information on the company. We were founded in the year 2000. We are a family-owned company. We are a custom profile extrusion company that also makes, like I said, proprietary products for ourselves. For those of you who don't know what profile extrusion or plastic extrusion is, it's essentially the Play-Doh machine that you had as a kid, if you're as old as I am, where you press the Play-Doh down through a thing and it comes out in a pattern at the end of the thing. Same concept. We put plastic into a hopper, we melt it through a screw, and then it comes out a die in a continuous pattern at the end for very, very long profiles. A lot of our work we do in building products, windows, doors, like I said, our BioEdge edge banding. We work on a product called InstaTrim, which is a plastic replacement for caulking in your home. We also do what's called snow fencing, which is a plastic with a cable run through it that here in Minnesota, after we got 10 inches of snow today, it's put along the side of highways to stop the snow from drifting or blowing over across the highway. So now on to our main product that we'll be talking about, the BioBest PLA blend and our BioEdge edge banding. Edge banding is essentially just a strip of plastic material, bio-based plastic material for us that goes on the edge of countertops, around the edges of casework doors and cabinets. It goes on furniture around tabletops, whether they're rounded tabletops, circular, square, radius edges. It works for all of those. So I do a lot of work with both furniture companies, cabinet, casework companies, and then I do a lot of work with architects and designers. Our product can be spec'd or specified into any project the way a normal PVC or ABS or polypropylene edge banding would be. So that's the main portion of the market out there was PVC edge banding, but they've come along and other companies have said polypropylene or ABS edge banding is a greener option, which it's still a petroleum based. Ours is the only edge banding on the market that is bio-based and truly an eco-friendly option. So that's why we did the LCA, the EPD, and the HPD, is to be transparent and prove that ours is the only green option out there. So a little bit about our BioEdge, our size and color offerings. We offer the standard sizes that are in there: half mil, 1 mil, 2 mil, and 3 mil. So that's pretty much everything that you see on countertops and tables and furniture that's out in the marketplace. And as far as colors offerings go, we have a standard set of colors, but we also do color matches to standard laminates, usually at not any added cost or anything like that. Another great thing about BioEdge is it's run on any standard edge banding equipment, so you don't need any new equipment or expertise to be able to run it. Couple quick projects that we run on. You can see there on the left is Billerica High School outside of Boston, Massachusetts. The picture on the right is one of our cabinets with the BioEdge there. You can see there's a couple different colors, one for the doors and the drawers, and another that goes around the edges of the countertops. That one was a fairly big project that even included in their, they have a daycare center in their high school, from what I gathered in going out there when they were installing the projects. So that included cubby holes that were a bunch of strange colors, you know, bright neon colors, reds, purples, greens, and everything for these cubby holes. So that was kind of an interesting, different approach that we did for this project. The next one is Caldera High School in Bend, Oregon. So you can see the high school on the left there, and then again, our cabinetry countertop edge banding on the edges of that as well. So the nice thing is BioEdge banding is made from PLA, from corn. So it's not food or bioplastic, it's food and bioplastic. So out of 1 bushel of corn, you get the feedstock that goes for animals to eat, but in that processing, you can also get 10.2 kilograms of NGO biopolymer, which is the PLA that we use for our base resin for our edge banding. So again, we're not stealing from Peter to pay Paul, or we're not taking something that's a feedstock that goes to animals and making it into something else. It's a waste stream that's eliminated by making our product. So our BioBest PLA blend, like I said, is made from our NGO PLA base resin, which is 85% of our formulation. And PVC, ABS, polypropylene are all petroleum based. So when they say that they are more green, they are not green, but eco-friendly or environmentally friendly. That is, maybe they are a little bit more than PVC, but they are definitely not greener or more eco-friendly than our PLA. On greenhouse gas emissions, PVC produces, in the production of the resin itself, produces about 4 times the emissions of PLA. And ABS produces about 6 times the emissions of PLA. So even right there in the production of it, when they say it's more eco-friendly, it actually produces more greenhouse gas emissions in the production of the resin itself. In non-renewable resources, PVC is about 50% more non-renewable resources in just the base resin, and ABS is about 2.5 times more. On the next slide, this is just kind of a graph to show exactly what I was showing. The two blue lines that say NGO are our base resin there compared to every other petroleum-based usual plastic that's used out in the marketplace. So improvements in innovation, we look to reduce waste and reduce our scrap. Our new formulation provides improved processing, so we don't see as much variation in the width. So when it goes to the final install, there's not as varying width on the high side of it, so there's not as much waste being produced there. Reduced packaging, we've started to add some recycled content into the edge banding as well. And we've started inventory programs with a lot of our larger buyers. What this helps us do is not do small runs, but we produce larger blanket order runs. It takes away from starting up and shutting down our machines multiple times. So if in the past it would take us 5 production runs to do, it might only take us 2 now, which reduces that scrap even further as well. Interior materials are trending toward more sustainability. So that's why we started producing this, or started working on this formulation back in the mid 2000s and started producing this in 2012. Our BioEdge PLA blend is certified cradle to cradle silver, so that we are the only raw material that's used for edge banding that could be cradle to cradle certified. We are easily specified as well. Anyone that's a designer or architect knows the specification process, and that can be done just as a request through our website, or if you're on the Sustainable Minds library, there's a contact form on there as well. So that pretty much concludes everything I have to do, and that was our BioEdge edge banding, the only edging that's made from plants and not petroleum.
Well, Danny, that is an amazing story. Again, such beautiful products. And I love the fact that it's products and food, so that you don't have to fend off those assertions that bio-based products are stealing from the food supply. I love how you make that point. So we're finishing right on time. I want to thank everybody who attended today's webinar. Again, if you take a minute to just respond to some of the poll questions as you go, you'll get the recording. You can request the deck to this webinar if you like. And please use the transparency catalog, and please select and specify Cascadia, SINAK, and BioPlastic Solution products. And use the transparency catalog as much as you like, spread the word. And we look forward to seeing you at our next webinar. Thank you, Danny and Solveig and Ian, and everyone have a great day.